Hi, this is Paul Kinkowski with House Match Property Management. I'm in the Temecula, San Diego area in Southern California. And today I'm going to be talking about the car lease and what you want to have in your lease. First off, if you're using the California Association of Realtors lease, you must be working with a licensed real estate agent in the state of California. You cannot use the car lease if you're not a licensed real estate agent. Now, I would suggest that all of you who are renting a property use the car lease or something that is going to be equivalent to it. So car lease is reviewed by attorneys and it's a good lease. We at HouseMatch do not use the car lease. We have our own lease. Our lease is 22 pages. So our lease is a little more comprehensive because we've been doing this for a long time and we have very specific things that we want to discuss in our lease. So I'm going to kind of go over some of the things that I would suggest if you do create your own lease that you make sure that these items are in there. You can also look to see if you use an agent that uses the car lease will have all the things, the basic things you need. It will not have some specific things. So the first thing is the lease needs to say the length of the term, when the dates are. If you're having a multi-year lease that it has different dates that it's that the price goes up or down. I've seen a lot of really bad leases created where the dates are very confusing. It says year one, it goes up $50, year two, it goes up $100, and they don't put dates. They put year one, year two. That is not good when you're dealing with going to court. You want to have on January 1st, 2021, this is the price. On January 1st, 2022, this is the price. Make your lease clear, very distinct and easy to read so that you do not want to confuse the tenant. You do not want to confuse yourself, and you definitely do not want to confuse the judge if you ever get in front of one and have to defend your lease. So make sure your rent price is very clear. If you have any additional costs, then you need to have those in the lease and make sure the tenants know about them before the lease starts. I give the prorated rent, and we have it in our lease very clearly. So when they sign their lease, they know it's $2,000 the first month and their prorated rent is $400 or whatever it is. So there's no confusion when the next month comes. And we always have a full month due the first month. Second month rent is always pro-rented. You always want to tell people how to pay. You want to tell them what the security deposit, move-in, move-outs, how they're going to receive their keys, if there's a delay of possession, about their application, all those things. Another section is utilities and renters insurance. We require renters insurance. It's not a requirement by all people. We do require all of our tenants have renters insurance. We also want to sell them mail entry landscaping, maintenance, mold, and pests. Landscaping, who's responsible for landscaping? Clearly stated. Maintenance and alterations, what can they do? And pest control. Ours, the owner is responsible for pest control for the first 60 days. After that, it's tenant responsibility, unless it's something bigger than a rat. So very, very clearly states what's going on. Satellites, how should they put their satellites up? What are your rules on that? We want to make sure they don't just put nails in the side of your stucco and ruin part of your house. Alarms, alarm security systems, parking, if there's anything to do with parking. Guest policies, what is the guest policy? Can they have a guest that lives there for a year straight? That's not a guest. A live-in caregiver, if they have one, what is your policy on that? What is your criminal activity? Smoke-free, marijuana. Now that it's legal in California, you want to make sure that smoking's legal too. We do not allow them to smoke in the property. We do not allow them to smoke any substance in the property. I don't care if they smoke marijuana in their car in the parking lot somewhere, but I do not want them smoking in the property. So even though they're pets and assistive animals, we give a very clear understanding of what our policy is for pets. Liability, early termination. If they want to sign the lease to someone else, subletting, we do not allow that. Military service, if they are in the military and they break their lease, we will follow all state and federal laws with that. End of the lease and holding over. What if they don't leave? And if they go month to month, our lease changes in price if they go month to month. Late charges, we have a section on that. Default remedies. Now, abandoned property, tenants' contact information and safety, fire safety devices. Now, this is a requirement by California law. Lead-based paint disclosure. Bed bug disclosure is a requirement. Asbestos disclosure. Potential flooding coverage and personal possessions. Megan's Law notices. Lots of different, you can see there's lots of different things: attorney fees, waiver, notices, lots of different things. Our section 19 has about 16 different little things, from survival provisions upon termination of lease, just different things. And the number 20 is, this is important. This is something that went into effect as January 1st of this year. Notice of exemption from rent cap or just cause eviction law for single residential property. We can tell you more about that, but that is for if it's not owned by a corporation, it's a single family, it must be in the lease. So all those are in our lease. That's our entire lease. We'd be happy to work with you and help you. Our lease is very comprehensive. If you're going to create your own lease, make sure you have yourself protected. I've seen some of these leases that are 3 pages long that you buy on, eBay, and they basically say, this is the date we're renting and this is what it is. It doesn't give you the, all the important stuff about a lease. We spent quite a bit of money having attorneys create our lease. And we did that because we want to make sure that we're covered, and we have a lease that covers everything that we find important. We have our lease reviewed by attorneys on a yearly basis to make sure that we're getting all the proper things in that, laws that change every year. Again, this is Paul Konkowski with HouseMatch. I'm here in Temecula, California. We manage in this part of Southern California, and we would love to help you if you would need any help with your property management. Have a wonderful day.